Hello, my dear learners. Welcome back to English Unlocked, the podcast. Let me ask you something gently. Do you understand English grammar when you study, but forget it when you try to speak? If this feels familiar, you are not alone. Today, we are going to learn grammar in a natural way. Slowly, calmly, without pressure. And we will use shadowing to help your English flow more easily. Now, imagine this. Grammar is not a rule book you must memorize. Grammar is like a quiet river. Have you ever sat by a river and just watched the water? The river doesn't rush. It doesn't force its way through rocks. It finds the easiest path. It moves around obstacles. It's patient. It's gentle. But it never stops flowing. This is how grammar works best in your mind. Not as rules to memorize, but as patterns that flow naturally through your thoughts. When you try to control it too much, the water stops. But when you let it flow slowly and naturally, it moves on its own. In this episode, I will help you stop fighting the river and start moving with it. Take a breath, and let's begin. So let's start by understanding something important. What is grammar? Grammar is the system of English. It tells us how to put words together. Many people think grammar is rules you must memorize. But here's the truth, my wonderful learners. Grammar is not a book of rules. Grammar is patterns, natural patterns that repeat in the language. When you try to learn grammar rules by heart, it's like trying to control every drop of water in the river. You feel stressed. You feel confused. You forget everything when it's time to speak. But what if I told you there's another way? You see, my wonderful learners, there are two ways to learn grammar. The first way is like building a dam. You try to control every drop of water. You memorize every rule. You check every sentence before you speak. But what happens? The river stops flowing. Your English becomes slow and careful and afraid. The second way is like becoming friends with the river. You listen to its rhythm. You feel its movement. You trust its flow. And slowly, you learn to move with it. When you fight the river, you get tired. When you flow with the river, you get stronger. Now, let me share something that changed everything for my student Maria from Brazil. She said to me, "Teacher Emma, I study grammar rules every day. But when I speak, my mind goes blank." This is so normal, Maria. And if this sounds like you, you're not alone. Here's why grammar feels so difficult. Most people try to learn it too fast. They want to know present tense today, past perfect tomorrow, conditionals next week. Your brain becomes full, but your mouth stays quiet. The old way teaches grammar like this. Memorize the rule, do exercises, take a test. But real language doesn't work like that. Let's go deeper. Think about how babies learn grammar. Do they study verb tenses? No. They listen. They notice patterns. They repeat. They make mistakes. And slowly, the grammar becomes part of them. This is natural learning, and you can do it too. So, how do we learn grammar naturally? How do we move with the river instead of fighting it? Here are 3 gentle steps. Step 1. Listen to real English every day, not grammar exercises. Real conversations, real stories, like this podcast. When you listen, your brain starts noticing the patterns. You don't need to think about it. It happens naturally. One of my students, Ahmed from Saudi Arabia, told me something beautiful. He said, "Teacher Emma, after listening to English podcasts for 3 months, I started feeling when something sounded right or wrong." This is the river starting to flow through you. Step 2. Notice without judging. When you hear English, don't ask yourself, "What tense is this?" Just notice. "Oh, they said, I've been working. That sounds natural." The pattern goes into your mind quietly, like water soaking into the ground. 3. Practice with shadowing. And here's where shadowing becomes magical, my dear learners. Shadowing is how we learn to move with the river. When you shadow, you repeat English at the same time you hear it. Your mouth learns the patterns. Your brain stops thinking about rules. Take a breath. Let me tell you about Lynn from South Korea. She was so afraid of making grammar mistakes, she never spoke English. But then she started shadowing with simple sentences. I am walking to the store. I am walking to the store. After 2 weeks, something changed. She told me, Teacher Emma, I stopped thinking about grammar. The words just came out. This is the river flowing naturally. If this approach feels different from what you've tried before, that's exactly why it works. Share in the comments, what's the biggest grammar challenge you face? I love reading your stories. Now, let me show you exactly how to use shadowing for grammar. Many learners ask me, Teacher Emma, how do I start shadowing? It's simpler than you think. Start with one sentence, just one, something you understand completely. For example, I like coffee in the morning. Listen to it, then repeat it with the speaker. Don't think about the grammar rule. Just let your voice follow the rhythm. Your mouth is learning the pattern. Your brain is connecting the words to the feeling. This is not about being perfect. This is about letting the river move through you. Here's what amazes me. When you shadow the same sentence 10 times, something magical happens. The grammar becomes automatic. You don't think, I need present tense here. You just know it feels right. Let me tell you about Carlos from Mexico. He came to me very frustrated. He said, Teacher Emma, I know all the grammar rules, but I speak like a robot. Carlos had been studying English for 3 years. He could write perfect sentences. He could answer grammar tests. But when he tried to have a real conversation, the words felt mechanical, unnatural, like reading from a textbook. I translate everything in my head, Carlos told me. By the time I think of the right grammar, the conversation is over. This is exactly what fighting the river looks like. Carlos was trying so hard to be perfect that he forgot to be natural. I gave him one simple homework. Shadow 5 sentences every day, the same 5 sentences, for 1 week. After that week, Carlos called me excited. He said, Teacher Emma, today I spoke to my neighbor in English. The words just flowed. I didn't think about rules at all. This is the power of moving with the river instead of fighting it. Now, let's talk about confidence. You might be thinking, but Teacher Emma, what if I make mistakes? My dear learners, mistakes are not your enemy. Mistakes are part of the river. When water flows over rocks, it doesn't stop. It moves around them. It learns the shape of the riverbed. This is how you learn grammar naturally. Here's something very important. You don't need to know all the grammar rules to start speaking. You just need to start. Real confidence comes from one simple truth. Grammar is not about perfection. Grammar is about communication. Take a breath. Let me share a story that will change how you think about grammar mistakes. I had a student named Fatima from Morocco. She was so worried about making grammar errors, she never joined English conversations. One day she told me, Teacher Emma, I'm afraid people will judge my English. I said to her, Fatima, when you listen to me speak, do you count my mistakes? Or do you listen to my message? She thought for a moment, then she smiled. I listened to your message, Teacher Emma. Exactly, I said. People care about what you say, not how perfectly you say it. The next week, Fatima started speaking English with her classmates. Yes, she made mistakes, but something beautiful happened. People understood her. They connected with her. She told me later, "Teacher Emma, I was fighting the river for so long, but when I stopped fighting, everything became easier." Now, what do you do when you feel lost during a conversation? This is what I call the gentle return method. When you make a grammar mistake, don't stop. Don't apologize. Just continue like the river. If you say, "Yesterday I go to the store," instead of "Yesterday I went to the store," it's okay. People understand you. This is what gentle return means. You don't go back to the rule, you go forward with the message. But here's the secret. When you hear the correct version later, your brain remembers it. Next time, it feels more natural. This is how children learn. They don't stop speaking because they make mistakes. They keep talking, they keep listening, and slowly their grammar improves. You can do the same. Remember, every time you speak English, you're practicing grammar. Even with mistakes, you're building the patterns in your brain. Let's go deeper. The goal is not perfect grammar today. The goal is comfortable communication tomorrow. When you focus on the message instead of the rules, something magical happens. Your grammar actually gets better because you're using it for real communication, not just exercises. So how do you practice this every day? Here's your gentle daily routine. Morning. Listen for 10 minutes. Put on a simple English podcast, like this one. Don't try to understand every word. Just let the patterns flow into your mind. Afternoon, shadow for 5 minutes. Choose 3 sentences from your morning listening. Shadow them slowly. Feel how they move in your mouth. Start with the simplest sentence first. Maybe, "The weather is nice today." Listen once, then say it with the speaker. Listen again. Shadow again. Do this 5 times. Notice how your tongue moves. Notice the rhythm. Notice the flow. This is your mouth learning grammar without thinking about grammar. Evening. Speak for yourself. Tell yourself about your day in English. Don't worry about mistakes. Just let the words flow like water. Even if it's simple. Even if it's not perfect. You might say, "Today I worked on my computer. I ate lunch at 12. I talked to my friend on the phone. The food was delicious." These sentences don't need perfect grammar. They need honest communication. When you speak about real things in your life, the grammar becomes real too. One of my students, Pavel from Poland, follows this routine every day. He told me, "Teacher Emma, after 1 month, I stopped translating in my head. English just comes out naturally now." This is what happens when you work with the river instead of against it. You know what I love most about this approach? You're not just learning grammar, you're becoming comfortable with English. And comfort leads to confidence. Confidence leads to fluency. Take a breath. In the next part, we will practice together, slowly and gently. My wonderful learners, we've come to the end of today's episode, but this is not really an ending. This is your beginning. Today, you learned that grammar is not a wall to climb. Grammar is a river to flow with. You learned that mistakes are not failures, they are stepping stones to fluency. You learned that natural learning happens slowly, patiently, gently. Now, let me ask you something important. What's one small thing you will try today? Will you listen to English for 10 minutes? Will you shadow one simple sentence? Will you speak to yourself about your day? Choose just one. Start small. Let the river begin to flow. take a breath. I want to tell you something from my heart. Every single person who speaks English fluently today started exactly where you are now. They felt confused by grammar. They made mistakes. They worried about being perfect. But they kept going. They trusted the process. They learned to move with the river instead of fighting it. And now, it's your turn. You are not just learning English grammar. You are building confidence. You are opening doors to new friendships, new opportunities, new adventures. Remember, every sentence you shadow is practice. Every conversation you start is courage. Every mistake you make is learning. The river is waiting for you, my dear learners, and I believe in your journey. Let's go deeper. Think about yourself 6 months from now. You're having a natural conversation in English. The grammar feels automatic. The words flow easily. You're not thinking about rules. You're thinking about your message. This future version of you is not perfect, but they are confident. They are comfortable. They are free. That person is already inside you. Today's lesson is one step toward meeting them. You know what makes this journey even more beautiful? You're learning alongside thousands of wonderful people from around the world. Right now, someone in Germany is practicing the same gentle return method you learned today. A student in Brazil is shadowing English sentences just like you. A learner in Japan is letting their English flow like a river, trusting the process. From Saudi Arabia to South Korea, from Poland to Morocco, from Canada to Australia, we're all connected by this same gentle approach to English. When you practice tonight, remember, you're not practicing alone. You're part of a global family of learners. Before you go, I would love to hear from you. In the comments below, tell me, what grammar challenge will you work on this week? Your sharing helps other learners feel less alone. And if today's episode helped you see grammar in a new way, please like this video. It helps me reach more learners who need this gentle approach. Remember, my dear learners, you are not alone in this journey. We are all learning together. We are all flowing with the river together. Now, this is Teacher Emma from English Unlocked, the podcast. Thank you for spending these precious minutes with me. Thank you for trusting me with your English journey. Keep listening, keep shadowing, keep speaking, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. Until our next episode, let your English flow like a gentle river. Take care, my wonderful learners.